We're live, and I'm going to share the 5 questions you have to answer to land on a great niche for your business to build the life that you really want. And at the end of this video, I'm going to reveal my own answers. First, about me. Hi, my name is Wayne Pelletier. I own the Resident Pixel Company. We've helped hundreds of companies create websites using Squarespace. We've rescued 100 companies from WordPress, and I'm really proud of that. And I'm here today because of a couple of conversations I had recently, and I was like, whoa, this is a pattern. Some people are struggling with niching. There's often a fear of niching and a couple of other misconceptions about niching. And even a business owner that I talked to recently was like, I'm not sure I've done this correctly. And I get it. It's a little difficult to jump without seeing the net. And it reminded me that about 18 months ago, I published a short here on YouTube called How to Niche. And it went something like this. And I'll link to it down in the description, but I mostly just wanted to talk about niching. Having done it a couple of times now to continue to narrow down a funnel in order to land on a really great foundation for the building of my business. And I get that niching is a topic, like I said, that makes a lot of people anxious, but it's always seemed really simple to me. And I don't know why. Maybe I'm just built different, but you ask if there are 5 questions that you ask, and I'm going to get into those here. But for the most part, the most important one is do you have experience in any specific industry and or with a tech that you can leverage? That's a great start. And if it's yes, good. If it's no, you probably want to reconsider. Even though I've come on here to say business runs a business and it doesn't care what it makes, the function is largely similar. And I think what gets left out of the conversation, as I mentioned in this short, is scale and scope of both our experience, what we want to create and deliver, whether that's a service or a product, and then what is addressable from a market standpoint, right? You want 2,000 to 20,000 potential customers because they have to be findable. They can't be too few, so you have no chance locally, or they're too scattered online, or they may not have enough channels online. And then if there are too many, then whatever you do is the niche. Like I would argue Squarespace design itself is the niche because it's such an underdog. There's plenty of opportunity. You don't have to do Squarespace design for chiropractors. Yeah, there's enough chiropractors, but they're going to be difficult to find. So that's a tough way to live. Anyway, there's a link to that in there, and I wanted to get right into the 5 questions, and they are this, and you're going to see them. I'm going to share my screen in just a second and show you my answers, but here are the 5, and I'm going to read them because I want to get them right. What industry experience do you have? I already mentioned that one earlier. And then what general life experience makes you unique? The third one is what industries or ideas are you passionate about? Right? That's a great point. Like internally, what do you really care about and love? And then number 4, considering your experience, what makes you unique? And number 5, what are the best clients or relationships you've ever had, and what traits do they share? Now I'm going to share my screen and show you how I answered those, because maybe it'll color it in. And I've got to bring up Canva. I know this is incredibly interesting. And go to Ecamm. Now we're going to do this. All right. So what industry experience do you have? For me, I've made hundreds of landing pages and advertising campaigns and web designs for lawn care, pest control, fashion industry, luxury appliances, retail, and I've done a lot of paid search landers for many, many industries. So I put that in there on this list. The next one, I've designed and led design teams. I've built entire creative departments. I have been brought in to dismantle and reorganize creative departments. I have been inserted into creative departments, and in every instance, sure, those teams did great work, some of which I can take credit for, and some of it I absolutely cannot take credit for, because talent is talent, and people, if you're surrounded by amazing people, they're going to do amazing work. It's not difficult to lead that organization. And I have tons of email marketing experience, having done a boatload of email marketing for the Home Depot, Spanx, Verizon. And then web design. I've been creating websites since 1996. It's going on 30 years now. And it's a bottomless well of portfolio. It's a massive. And then what general life experience makes you unique? For me, I think I have a ton of experience in leadership, and it may just be my personality. And I put in playing sports because as a kid, I was like always made a captain. Maybe it's because I was too free to speak my mind. I don't know. I was in the U.S. Army, and I was quickly promoted in the U.S. Army to be squad leader and platoon leader and in charge of some training exercises. And even as a young designer, I was immediately put in front of clients. Maybe I can talk enough crap to seem like it was a functioning thing. I didn't have enough experience delivering creative or leading creative calls, but I quickly found myself in that position, so I had to learn very rapidly. What industries or ideas are you passionate about? Yeah, maybe I did struggle to answer this one a bit, but I'm passionate about specific growth mindsets. Like there's a personality trait that people have that I'm drawn to. And founders, freelancers, entrepreneurs, CEOs, like those people typically have that kind of mindset. And I'm drawn to and energized by those folks. Listen, I put digital marketing career maturity. I just have done so much of it, and I've always been an early adopter of tech. I'm definitely on the front end of the technology adoption curve. Maybe I'll do a video on that one day. And then I'm passionate about good software, and that's why I'm drawn to Squarespace, period, because it's like the Apple of website builders. Most of the time, just works. It doesn't break down. They don't have the same security challenges and a bunch of really basic issues that a bigger system that is more customizable has. And I think the market, especially in the WordPress space, tries to price down in order to serve the people that are in a designer or developer's network. But the platform doesn't price down that well because it requires too much work. It's great for the right market. It's not great for the people I want to serve. And I use Squarespace to do that, and it does a phenomenal job of it. This isn't about Squarespace. Considering your experience, what makes you unique? Look, 29 years as a designer, and I've worked with, I don't know how many really fantastic brands. I think I'm rare, and I also am rare in that I have been using Squarespace really from the get, just tons and tons of Squarespace experience. And then who are the best clients I've ever served, and what traits do they share? And this is a little inside baseball here, being a little vulnerable, but I have a lot of white label partners. Some of these brands are not clients anymore, most of them at the top here, but there's a pattern here in the people that I've served and the brands that I've served, and consumer goods and coaching and consulting and learning. These are the people that have that mindset that I was mentioning earlier. And these are the businesses that my company attracts and the people that I'm drawn to. And my marketing revolves entirely around making those people feel like they've landed in the exact right place. So this is how I answered those questions. This was my game. And whoop. I lost myself there for a second. Sorry about that. Well, that was uninteresting. I really appreciate you making it 11 minutes into this video. I hope that these 5 questions help you find a great niche, help you really land on something that gets you excited so you can go forward and create the thing that you really want to create and build the life that you really want to build. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. I have a surprise. Next week, I'm going to Squarespace headquarters for Circle Day. I'm so excited. I missed last year, so it's been 2 years, and it is the best day of the year. It's amazing. What a time. They do a great job of helping all of us vendors really feel inspired and connecting us and bringing us together. And it's just phenomenal day. I'm so excited about it. That's on Wednesday. I'm still going to do my shows, so I'll be here. I will see you Monday. I hope you have a great weekend, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the flip.